This is Sugar Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar, over.
Yeah, hello, Fortis. Nice to hear you. I was talking about you just a few before maybe 10 or 15 minutes ago. So nice to hear you. Yeah, I don't know. Just stand by, Fortis. Kurt, Sierra Victoria 3 Echo Alpha Oscar. I don't know. Do you hear Fortis? Kurt, over.
Oscar Fox. Can you go down to 290?
La frequenza è occupata dal Kuwait.
One moment. They're calling me. Sugar Victor 3, can you just give me the rest of the call sign, over?
Yes, Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar. Echo America Ontario, over.
Whiskey November in Sicily Island mette Armando in Nord Italy. 19 Bravo Whiskey November, my friend Roger.
5K. Thanks to coming back to us, to me and Musalam. And yes,
No, questi c'hanno il salame, dice Armando. C'hanno il salame. Quindi saranno delle
Hola, 1, 2, 3.
della Libia, eccetera. Boh, non lo so, ancora non riesco a capire che tipo di linguaggi 920, 930 arrivano qui. Roger, Armando.
web radio, over?
Too many stations on the same frequency. I don't know why. Did you hear the other station? Because so much station, it's something like it's something that I like. There are more than.
Vediamo DDR se mi ascolti, S0
Unbelievable. By the way, I copy you wonderful, like a local station. I copy you about 25 dBs over 9. I copy you very wonderful, like a local station. And I'm beaming to you. I'm in your direction now. I'm running the Flex today. The Flex radio, the 6600 this time. And I'm using the Urban just as optical processor for my audio. That's the story. Back to you.
Yeah, okay, QSL, yeah. We were talking about comparing the Hermes or the Anan with the Flex radio, but I think you have both, haven't you, over?
No, I don't have any kind of an Anan or Hermes Light because I don't have Windows. I have more than 15 years, I think. I have more than 15 years to touch any Windows computer, so that's the story. That's why I prefer the Flex Radio and other Mac OS apps. That's the story, nothing else. But now I'm using the Flex Radio. Back to you, ON7OFF. Oh, what a beautiful call sign. ON7OFF. Oh, very easy. Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar.
You need to know you're using an ICOM, Fortis. By the way, Kurt, Fortis is using ICOM and Flex Radio, in his jack. And both radio is sound excellent, over.
ON7OFF. Oh, what a beauty.
So there you go. I wanted to play it back. It sounds great. Beautiful audio settings. I wouldn't change a thing for short. I wouldn't change your audio settings. So keep the way it is. Make a few backups. So at least if something happens, you always have a backup somewhere there for this. Okay, let me pass microphone back to Mr. Musalam. 9K2KO for the group ON7OFF.
Yeah, I think I was dabbling with you, Kurt. By the way, Fortis using ICOM. I don't know what number. I think the big radio for ICOM. And I did hear him, in the ICOM and the Flex. Both of them, he sounds very good, over.
Yeah, okay. So, I think the Flex will sound better.
People, 303, people.
Yes, of course. Because, there is, it has more bandwidth, especially on the bottom of the audio. It starts from 0 to everything you want. But my little ICOM is just from 100 Hz to 2.9. It's a pretty narrow, so it doesn't doesn't help me to make the sound more beautiful, over.
Questi Greg, non siamo qui 4 stazioni, non va parlare qui molto.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah,
Arrivederci.
it's just amazing what audio you can get when you have these SDR radios. I'm not sure if you know the story of this, but before yesterday, Sam, he went to visit Bader, 9K2 PM, because he wanted to see the Hermes. And when they were both together, I installed my database on the system of Bader, and also my audio settings. And I think Mr. Musalam now fell in love with the Hermes or with the SDR radio. I watched, because I made also a video call with them, and I saw like little red hearts jumping out of his eyes of Musalam. Back to you, please. Over.
I'm very, very impressed because I think Musalam, it's not a fan of. It's not familiar. Familiar. It's not. It's the wrong word, but it's not. I know he's not like so much the computer style transceivers. So it's a little bit complicated for someone that you don't like computers. It's more difficult. It's more strange. Many people prefer to operate transceivers like the old days, with the knobs, with the dials and everything that every old transceiver has. But it's a big story about the SDR. Is a real big story, because it's like you want to drive a car. Everyone needs something different. Everyone likes something different. Everyone wants something different. So it's a big story. For me, I'm on the other side, because I'm using computers the last 40 years, from the start of the beginning of computers, and it's my job. So even on my office, even on my car, even on my house, everywhere, the first thing to make it on is computer. The second is the light, and the third is everything else. So it's very easy. Everywhere there is a computer, to my work, to my house, to everywhere. So I'm very, very familiar, and it's very, very easy to operate and discuss with modern radios, software operated radios. That's the story. Okay, back to you. There are many stations on the same frequency. I don't know what happens, but I can hear more than 5, 6 stations at the same time. But you are a local station. We are very, very strong. So that's why I give the microphone only to you, because Musalam, it's very, very weak in my QTH this time. Or the other station are so strong. Back to you. I think your name is Kurt. Yes, we never had the QSO before. It's the first time, and I'm very happy to hear you on the air. Oscar, November 7 off. This is Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar.
Okay, Kurt, I chased the Italian away.
We have John on the side, so John, he would love to talk to you and get a report. So let me pass the microphone to Mr. John, ON7OFF. Go ahead, John, over.
Yeah, Roger on that, Kurt, thank you. Okay, Fotis, just to get a quick report from you. Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Name is John, you're 25 over. And I'm also on the Hermes Light, over.
Okay, John, I cover you 10 dBs over the 9, very, very strong. Of course, Kurt is a little bit stronger, around 10 to 15 dBs over from you, but I copy you very, very well. Can I have your call sign again? Oscar November 5 Echo India, something like this?
Yeah, you're close, but it's Oscar November 8 Echo India. We had one conversation before, I have heard you many times in the past. I remember a long conversation you had with Ian, the Golf Whiskey station. Over.
Yes, I remember. I just visited your curiosity page and I see your face and I just remember that I have visited at the past your web page, and of course I see we have a confirmed conversation, confirmed QSO around 2 years ago. I'm very glad to meet you again on the air, John. Oscar November 8 Echo India Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar.
Yeah, very good photos. Okay, well, look, I just went, normally I'm a 3K person, but I just went 5K just to say hello on 5K. Okay, I'll wish you well. It's quite busy. I'll put it back to you, and maybe you can go back to Musalam if he hasn't fallen asleep, HI. So good speaking with you, and wishing you well. I look forward to maybe a longer one-on-one, but too busy on this frequency. Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar, Oscar November 8 Echo India, and the big group photos. Over.
Okay.
Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta.
I copy someone with Kilo Delta, I think, because we are doubling for a couple of seconds, but I hear you. At the last microphone, I catch you 25 dBs over the 9. The QSB is crazy. At one microphone before, I catch you 10 dBs, and now I have you more than 25 dBs over the 9. Local station. Very, very, very strong. Thank you very much for this QSO. I think it's time to hear my friend Musalam. The frequency is very clear now. I think the other groups did the QSY, so it's better for our group and our QSO. Musalam, are you here?
Yes, I am here. A really strange condition. I see your signal dropping down and jumping up to 10 to 15, and even John, he reached 30 dB and he returned back to 20. Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. Everything is okay on your side. Over.
Oh, 20 dBs over the 9 now. And I have you on the back of my antenna because I'm beaming to John and Kurt. I have you on the back of my antenna. By the way, I copy you 20 and a little more, 20 something, 20 dBs over the 9. Very beautiful copy. Okay, someone did a QSK. I don't remember his call sign. Something with Kilo Delta, I think. Okay, QRZ.
Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta. Good evening to everybody. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Over.
Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta. This is Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar with the group. I copy you wonderful, very good audio. And I copy you, I think, about 15 dBs over the 9. I will check again at the next microphone, but with the corner of my eye, up from my eyes, I think you was around 15 dBs over the 9, but I'm not so sure. Okay, back to you, Kurt.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta. Nice to meet you again, Victor. This is ON7OFF in company with ON80I, so Oscar November 8 Echo India, and we also have 9K2KO. So this is the entire group. Very good evening, you're 59++, same story. Everybody is very loud today. I think the problem that they had in Spain maybe had to do with the CME. That's one possibility. Or as John said, maybe it's because of Lou. He tried his new amplifier, HI. Okay, back to you there, Victor. Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta, and please pass the microphone to Musalam 9K2KO. Over.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Once more, good evening to everybody. I don't need to mention the call signs because they all copied very well, all of you above 15, 10, 15, 20 dB. Even Marshallama on the side of my antenna is 15 dBs over 9. And nice, I'm very glad that you're back now to Europe. And I hope that everything goes well. Let's put it back to Marshallama that I talked to him already a couple of times. 9K2 Kilo Oscar from Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta, over.
Yeah, Roger, Victor. Good evening from here. Nice to hear you. I see last contact was in May last year. So nice to hear you this year. You're coming around 5.9 plus 10 dB over 9. I hope all is well on your side. You're sounding good and beautiful signal, over.
29 Bravo Whiskey November.
Thank you very much, Marshallama. 9K2KO and the group CT1AKD. U20 dB now, last transmission U20. Yes, that's true, we spoke last year, the last time, but we have spoken a couple of times already in the past years. I don't want to be long on my QSOs, on my transmission, because there's a lot of people going around. Let's put it back to John. John, how are you? ON8 Echo India, over.
Yeah, good evening, Victor. It's been a while. Nice to hear you. I'll give you a report on the next over. I was doing something else in the shack, but your shack looks great, and I'm just wondering what is the radio you're using, Victor, over?
I went against your advice. I do apologize, but I'm using Alpha November, over.
Yeah, which one, over?
The last one, the one with the 8-inch screen, over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, go back to Musalam because he is thinking of getting one, Victor. Go back to Musalam, over.
Okay, Marshallama, you heard already a lot of information about the radios. This kind of radios, it applies the same thing to this one from Kurt. Kurt told you already everything. But if you want to talk to me or if you want to know something about this, I've been, just for a record, I've been a user for Flex since 2009. I bought my first Flex at 2009. Then I kept it until last year, and in Christmas I swapped for this one. The program, the way we work the program is very similar as the Power SDR as it was before, but the quality of the reception, it's no comparison due to the hardware that is inside this box. And this radio can work two ways. If you feel like to play with the computers, you just switch the computer and work with the Tetis. If you are on off those days that you don't want to look at the computers, you just switch on the radio and play with the knobs. And there is another program called PIHP-SDR that works reasonably well. It's not as good as quality, is not as good as the Tetis, but it does its job like any other radio. And because I'm getting old, I'm more than 50 years on the radio, as I said, some days I feel like playing with a knob, just simple thing, press a knob, here comes the normal radio. The other days I prefer to play with the computers and all that jazz. I hope this thing that I'm telling you, these sort of things that I'm telling you, it helps you on your decision as well. 9K2KO and the group CT1AKD, over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, Roger, and that, Victor. Yeah, the question is, do you have any radios, Kenwood? Because I can tell from the picture which you post on QRZ, you have a Kenwood and ICOM. Does those radios are still in your shack over?
Of course, they are still in my shack. The Icon, I bought it on the year when they came back. When they came on the market, it's 7800. And let's say 10 years later, when they came on the market, the 890. But I kept those two at the same time as the Flex. And, is my hobby at the moment. I'm retired. And when I passed away, I got children. They can take care of these. Over.
Oh, no, I wish you a long life and good health too. Yeah, but the question, the second question, do you see yourself, you like to return back and use the Canopy radios, the Kenwood or the ICOM, or you just like the Anan over?
It's like to have children. I like all my children. I like all these three radios. Over.
Ah, okay, because I noticed, I can tell, when I speak to many stations, some people, for example, we have Oscar Norway 7, Oscar Fox, Mr. Kurt. He will not look back and to have any radio. He said, I'm happy what I'm having, with the Hermes light. So he will not go back to have any normal radio. So your opinion is different than Kurt. But that's good, But even I think Fortis with us in the frequency. He got the Flex and the ICOM, And normally, when we have good radio, good reception, good filters, good audio, good everything, so we stuck on it. We never change it. So what do you think about that? Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta 9 Kilo 2 Kilo Oscar.
I told you already my opinion. It's in terms of transmission. The Anan is much more flexible than anything else. But I like the Sugar Victor station. I also like computers. I play with the computers since they came on the market. Since 1974. My first computer has a 16K of RAM. But I'm telling you, there is days that I don't feel like to touch a computer. I'm old already, I'm 76-year-old, and there is another days that I prefer to play with the computers and do some different things, tune the radio, or change filters, or do this and that, and that it's the SDR radios. They suit me much better than the stand-alone radios, the ones that you only touch the knobs, because after a certain period, those radios, they have no secrets for you. You know all knobs, you know what they do, and you cannot do anything. You cannot improve. You cannot change anything on my 7800 or the 890 or some other old radios that I still keep around. But with the SDR radios, we always expect some new software, and because mainly the heart of the radio is the software, sometimes we can have very good improvements. And from all these years, the radios that more improved, in my opinion, is the SDR radios. There is a big improvement. I believe in the future there will be only SDR radios in the small box, But I'm still from the time that my first radio was an Italian radio. can even remember at the moment the name was, what's the name? Can't remember now. My second radio was the Yezo 101 Echo. And you know, since then I keep changing radios until I found the Icon. I have been a very good fan of Icon since a long time. And then when the SDRs in good shape, they came up in 2009, I bought my first SDR, the 5000. And then I felt that the 5000 was a little bit out of date. And I decided to buy this one. I sold the 5000. And as I'm saying, I want to have always a challenge. These radios, the SDR, are a challenge, and I like to test myself. Improve this, do that, you know. I have a lot of questions to Kurt, but I'll keep them for another day. I'm not in a hurry, because he's more advanced on the software than myself at the moment. But you know, I have not to influence you. You have to decide by yourself. But just think on the decisions, your main decision. These radios, as I told you, are like my children. I like all of my children. One is for this reason, the other one is for another reason, the third one is for another reason. The radios are the same, you know. And they all get different details, they got different performance. But, you know, the standard radios, after a time for me, there is no challenge anymore. The only challenge is come to radio and the talk. And I need some challenge. That's why I like as well the SDRs. Sorry for the long transmission. NK2KO and the group CT1AKD.
Yeah, I got you, Victor. I know everything, or I can say I understand everything what you're trying to tell me, so I have a good idea. But, you know, if I want to talk about myself, I don't have any SDR. So why I'm asking you, asking also Kurt and Fotis, you know, as long as you have SDR and, you know, normal radio. Because if you remember before, we use a log by paper, but right now we use our logs, you know, through the computer. So why not? I have an, you know, Apache Lab or Flex, you know, SDR running through the, you know, the PC computer, everything in the screen, and even the log in the screen. So that's why we don't need any normal radios. This was my question. And the good thing about the SDR reception, and, you know, if somebody looking for a good audio, somebody looking for, you know, you can tell the future will go on with those radios. That's why I'm asking everyone, because I need to decide. So, and even the prices, you know, it's different from Apache Lab to the, you know, Flex Radio. And Mr. Kurt and Mr. John, they advised me to have the Hermes light is much more cheaper and working similar, almost like the Anan radio. So that's only my story with this one, yeah. So really happy, Victor, to listen from you. By the way, you reach 20 dB, solid 20 dB. So I don't know. We give it back to Fotis if you want to say added anything over.
9K2 Kilo Oscar in the group. This is Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar returning. By the way, I copy you, all of you, like a local station. The propagation is fantastic this time, even with Salam, because he's on my back of my antenna. I copy you, all of you, wonderful. It's a big story, and I think everyone has his opinion because of his. You know, it's just an opinion, and it's for everyone. I think the most sophisticated way to get answer for your question is you. I'm not answer for your side. I think no one can answer for you, because you must know what you really want. And the question is not what we like. For me, for example, is if someone asks me, the real question is, if you lose all of your receivers, what you will buy first again? That's my question. Of course, I love my ICOMs. Of course, I like Flex Radio. Of course, I like everything I have in my sack. But the real question is, if I lose everything, what I will buy first? And for me, my question is my ICOM. I really love my ICOM. Of course, it's not a normal radio, because, we need to specify what you means all radio. If you mean, for example, my 775, yes, it's an all radio. It not has USB. It not has PAN adapter. It does not has anything. You can use this transceiver, but it's like you are blind. So this is old transceiver, and a Kenwood 950 or 8050, yes, it's old transceiver, but I cannot say that my ICOM 7851 is an old transceiver. Maybe it's a classic or other. It's different transceiver than SDR, but it's not an old transceiver. Maybe Yaesu, Fox Tango 101, or maybe an ICOM 890 or 990. This is not an old transceiver, because it has most of bell and whistles like an SDR transceivers. For me, it's different, but it's a big story, I like the SDR transceivers, but at the end of the day, and most of the time, I'm using the ICOMs, the 7851. I know it's very expensive transceiver, but it's different from all. The only way I hate my 7851 is because the bandwidth, because it's very narrow. And for someone like me that sometimes I need to react to with a little more bandwidth, a little more hi-fi or ESSB audio, it's a reason to hate this transceiver. But if I forget everything about the audio and I follow the classic style that the audio is just to communicate, no, I think I love my ICOM. It's different. It's very difficult. I have all the ways that I'm using the SDR, and I have a far away better receiver and better handling of radio signals on the air. It's totally different. But I like also the Flex Radio and everything from Anan or from Expert Electronics like an Sun SDR. It's so I can separate on SDRs. Every SDR, it's around the same, not the same, but it's very close. And with classic transceivers, not the old transceivers, but the classic way transceivers, the traditional transceiver. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. If I can help you, I just say you to buy an SDR radio. Everything you want, a cheap one, an Hermes Light. I think a Hermes Light is very cheap. It's not more than $500, $600, or the new revision of Anan 10. That is a very famous QRP transceiver, and it's quite cheap, around $700 or $800, I think, around there. I think my opinion is to buy an SDR for you, just to try it. Keep your receivers like today. Keep your transceiver. Buy an SDR. Everything you like, everything you want to spend, and try it. This is the only way to answer the question by yourself, for yourself. 9K 2 Kilo Oscar, Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar.
Yeah, I got what you mean. Yeah, but Photos, see, Really thanks John and Kurt. They give a big hand to our friend in Kuwait. 9 Kilo 2 Bravo Mike. He has the Hermes light. It's not expensive, cheap one, and nice. I was at his QTH a few days back, and I see, this is my first time I see, SDR, how it's working, you can control everything with a mouse and only steering, to the PC, to the screen for the computer, and everything you control it by mouse. I said, okay. And he got the 101, and he got another radio. I don't know what it is exactly, but I tell him, if you, how do you see yourself with this one? He said, I like it how it's work, and also first time for him. And I said, I told him, you don't need any, 101 or any another radio, as long you control everything front of you, only you and with the screen and the mouse. So you have the login computer and everything. And he said, yes, I agree with you. But you have a different opinion. Victor have a different opinion. And John and Kurt, they have the same opinion, They will not return back to have any normal radio in the shack. And if you see some hams, if you have a look to those what they have in the shack, multi of radios, microphones, amplifier, many things just for decoration. They don't use it anymore, If I want to talk about myself, I just put, the things in front of me which I use, If I don't use it, that means I should go to the store, or you just, keep it away from the shack because you don't use it anymore. And the SDR is something good. Even, if I want to tell about myself, I like, as long as you have a nice signal, you need to have also nice audio. So I like the audio in the same time. So I hear many stations. One of those, you are, and also Victor, he have such a nice audio, and normally I never hear nice good stations, sounding good with a 990 or I can with the new one, the ICOM new one. All they say, we have a flex radio, or they say we have a Apache lab, or they say they have, something else, SDR, And I like how they sound. And this is my story. And, Mr. John, Oscar Norway, 8 Echo India, he started me on about, the radios. I has my own TS990. I'm happy with it. I'm transmitting right now with the Yaesu, the FT5000. I'm happy with it. But I never try SDR, so why not? But if I want to have one, I will not have a Apache lab with I don't know, it's a QRP 5 or 10 watt. I need something similar, just a 200 watt. I will see how so will work. But I told even Kurt, our happy is a very nice, beautiful happy. It's spent too much. So I will not spend anymore. I need to sell one of them, one of those to get, Apache lab or Flix. No, I will not have a Flix. I'm admire about Apache lab. I will see when this will be. I hope this year I can have one. So back to you again, for this over.
Yes, I understand. I clearly understand, but as I said, it's just an opinion, and every person have its own opinion. For example, you like a Ford, maybe me, I like Toyota, someone else like Renault or Audi or Mercedes. It's just an opinion. The best way for me is to understand what can do with every transceiver, just to choose what you need and what you like. That's the way. There are some standards about the flex radio, about the SDR radios, about those. I think, the most famous brands are Sun SDR from Expert Electronics, Apache Labs with Anan series, and flex radios with those series. That's the two more famous brands for SDRs. If you care about the audio, I think the only and the one way to have the better audio it's by the SDR, because they are flat, because they have the maximum bandwidth, they start the audio spectrum from down to zero. And I think it's the best way. I know Kenwood, some people have Kenwood, they like the sound, maybe it has perfect sound, but the SDRs, it's totally different. You have a better sound, a full sound. It's different. So if you care about the sound first, I think the only way is to go for an SDR. About what you prefer, it's just from you. Flex radio is different. You have, for me, maybe the best support of everything in the world, but I wish to not need it. But if you need it, it's the best support you can get from radio. And the other way is an ANAN. I think it's better. A little more better on the noise reduction, has better noise reduction, but for local stations, don't confuse about don't be confused by what you hear on a local station. At the end of the day, at the end of the QSO, you need to find the best receiver for me. Not bandwidth, and it's very hard to make it work right. I'm familiar with computer. I'm not so old like John Johnson. I think Oscar November 8 Echo India. But I'm very familiar and quite expert with computer, and especially on Mac and Linux. But sometimes I want to relax. I want just to open the radio, find a friend, find the QSO, and relax. The ANAN is not for me. I know how to use it. I know how to set it up, but I don't know to experiment. I'm experiment every day, more than 10 hours per day, on everything, on databases, on everywhere. I don't want to experiment with the software. I need a standard software just to on and play, just to plug and play. That's why I'm using the Flex Radio. It's not the best SDR, but it's for me. That's what I need to say you. You need to find what you like. No one can send you what you need or what you like. Like a cars. I like Ford, but it's not possible to give you my opinion for you because you like Toyota. You need a Fiat, you need a Porsche, you need a Audi, something different. Just found your way by yourself. And I will give the microphone to Kurt. Kurt, are you here?
Yes, I'm still here. No problem, please. Sugar Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar with this is ON7OFF with 9K2KO for identification. Also Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta and ON80. Yeah, I'll just try to make it very short. Two comments. The first comment I want to tell you, Musalam, if you have an SDR radio or if you have a normal radio, a standard radio has these buttons built in, but new feature is available if you have some new stuff that comes out, new ideas like artificial intelligence to receive everything, whatever. They can program another button on the software and you have a upgraded version of your SDR radio. So actually it is not limited to the physical buttons that you have to a radio. And this is why a commercial company is going to actually have most of the time new radios that they will create and make and build, and then they will sell it. And when there is new features that they figure out, they will come with a new radio, and you are totally blocked and locked to that new radio that you have to buy, and you have to ditch your old one. So the flexibility of upgrading on the SDR radio is absolutely phenomenal, and it just changes the perspective. Another thing also is that, and that's the second thing I want to add, I personally think, and if somebody doesn't agree, I don't care, but I'm just going to tell you the truth. I am really happy and I'm very interested in open source, okay? So open source is just public domain. Like, I will go and post my entire database of my Hermes Lite shortly on YouTube, and I am very happy to share it with other people because they will have a complete new interface when they will use my database. So it will be somewhere next week or this week. So open source for me is really a very big bonus. And if you think about Anan, I think it's the name, it's marketing again. If you know, I sell perfumes, Musalam, you know I sell perfumes. And I tell you straight away, if I sell my perfumes like only €5, everybody will think that the perfume is worthless, okay? If I sell my perfumes €5,000, everybody will think like, oh, this must be very, very good. Well, I tell you something, it's a secret in the perfume business. The perfumes that I make, they're exactly the same quality as what you can buy in the shop for €200 or €100. I sell them for 100 milliliter, €44. And I have many customers that walk in front of my shop and they say like, oh, these are copies or whatever, but it's not true. I make them in front of their eyes and their nose. And if you look at the reviews that I get for my perfumes, it's through the roof. Because first, the price is good, it's reasonable. Second, the quality is there. And it's the same. You have exactly the same with a Hermes Lite or a Square Duo, and you will have exactly the same when you have a Anan. So it's up to you. If you want to go for the Anan, go for it. If you want to go for the Hermes, go for it. But you won't see a difference. That's it. That's the hard truth. It's the same with the perfumes. What I make is exactly the same as what they sell in the shops there. So there you are. 9K, 2K for the group. ON7OFF. Please also leave a little blank for Mr. John there. He's probably falling asleep or sipping his coffee. Go ahead, Musala.
Yeah. I think his eyes is blinking. He have tomorrow. He have work tomorrow, I believe. John, if you want to go, it's okay. We understand. So God bless you. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, great hearing you. Great hearing Fotis. Great hearing Victor, and of course Kurt, the star of the show. So I'll wish everyone a very good night. It's been really great listening to everyone and great signals. I'll put it back to you, Musalam, and well, not my advice, well, maybe it is. Take a lend of the 7,000, play with it, see how you like it, and then you can make your decision. So 9K2KO, ON80I, and the group. Back to you, Musalam, over.
Yeah, Roger. I did laugh when you tell. I know you will tell like that. No problem, John. We'll see. All right, then. You have a good sleep and good night to you. Thank you. You're still loud over here, 20 overnight. Beautiful signal, John. So thank you, my friend. Oscar, Norway 8, Echo India, 9 Kilo 2 Kilo Oscar.
Yeah, good night, Musalam, and good night, Fotis. And I'll just say a special good night to my good friend, Victor. Good night, Victor. Over.
Thank you very much for your kind words. Have a good night's sleep, my friend. Enjoy yourself. And I'll be back tomorrow at this frequency, more frequently, to try to find you guys. 73, and let me give my last opinion to Mashlama. Start by buying a cheap one, you know, the Hermes Lite 2. And then you get to use it. If you feel like to go to an Anan, do it later, because you spend only $500, not more. That's all, my last opinion. ON7 Oscar Fox and the group, Charlie Tango 1AKD, over.
KV, Charlie Tango 2, KV, I copied 9 Bravo Whiskey November.
Yeah, well, that's what I try to convince. And you know what I feel? I feel like Musalam is a little bit afraid that when he steps into the SDR world, he will not look back like everybody of us. It's like being part of a cult, being part of a new religion, and you cannot get out of it anymore. HI. So I think Musalam is afraid that he will throw away his Kenwood and Yeezy radios out of the window. Back to you, Musalam. 9K2KO and 7OFF for the group.
Yeah. I got everyone's opinion. I know exactly what they are trying to tell, But, the goal, or you can say, same like right now, in this moment, I'm talking to you, my right hand into the mouse, and the log is in front of me, and even the radio. But imagine if the log and the SDR, front of me and the screen, no radio front of me. I mean, no Canoops, no Kenwood, no Yeezu, no K3, no nothing, This is my goal. So this is the future. Maybe, who knows, 5 years after, or maybe 10, maybe no radios, all SDR. You get me what I'm trying to tell, Kurt? This was my question, or my doubts, or you can say my how I'm thinking actually. So that one, even Fortis, he said it depends. He did give a good example for cars. Even cars, now the new cars have Tesla, no any fuel, only charging by electricity, It's a different story also, So that's it. Oscar Norway 7, Oscar Fox 9K2KO.
Yeah, QSL Musalam 9K2KO, ON7OFF. Yeah, I totally understand. And just as Victor advised you, try to use a small one and buy something cheap. And if you like it, you're good to go. So that's for sure. But it's another. I was just writing a message to John, where I am 5K white. You are also 5K white. I think Victor is a little bit less white than us, and I think Cortes he turned down his width to also maybe 3K or something. But if you just think about it, if you have a normal phone and you call someone, you only get 2.8 or 3 kilohertz of bandwidth. So actually, what we're doing here on the handbands using 5K, we get a higher quality than you can get with any kind of phone system. So if you use WhatsApp, if you use just a standard phone, if you use any kind of voice communication, most of these voice communication systems are locked or are limited to only like 3 kilohertz maximum. So it's big fun, and it feels like we have a privilege to be able to listen and transmit in 5K and have a quality that is surpassing what you can get out of a normal phone. So, and that's of course also amazing. Let me pass microphone back to Victor. Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta for the group ON7OFF.
Okay, thank you very much. I just follow your idea. I put just 5K now. How does it on my transmitter side? I seem that I'm doing something wrong because what I can see here on the screen, maybe not. I'm okay on 5K now because I took the format of the 4K and widen up the band. Is that okay, Kurt? Over?
Yeah, I think you're still 4K or something. I don't see, or maybe you have a cutoff in your equalizer at around 4K. That might be the reason too. Maybe it's not the transceiver is going 5K, but the audio has been cut off. Over.
Yeah, it seems to me, because I'm looking at the waterfall and the 4 to 5K is not full of modulation. Probably is, as you said, is my audio equipment that is not set up. Okay, I will be back again to the 4K, and I will check tomorrow what I can do for the 5K. Okay, back to 40s. We don't listen 40s anymore. We've got a beautiful equipment there. Sugar Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar from the city of Porto in Portugal, CT1AKD, over.
Okay, Victor. Charlie Tango 1 Alpha Kilo Delta. This is Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar. I'm going up to the 5K, and I turn off the Orban just to have more relaxable audio. That's the story. I mean, yes, it's not. It's a big story, and this story in this way is very difficult for each one. And how it's like to compare apples and oranges. How to compare a Tesla with, for example, a BMW or a Mercedes car for the same cost. It's different. I think the best way it is to have both of them, to have a Tesla, to have a Mercedes, to have an SDR, to have a traditional radio. That's the best way, because I can find so many differences. You know, I'm not sure that I love for every way on every point the SDR radio. For many reasons, I like so much the SDR radio. For some other reasons, I like the Icon. But you know, not the old transceiver, just a traditional transceiver. I said an example with my 775 that it's an old transceiver, a very good radio, but I think I have more than 2 years to turn it on. Even the electrolytics capacitors inside maybe are empty, because you know I don't like it, because it's working machines like this. It's like you are blind. That is why I don't like. But modern transceivers with a pan adapter, with spectrums, with every bell and whistles, I like them, and I find myself to hear more and more from traditional transceiver. I know 7851 it's not just a traditional transceiver. It's a very expensive radio, but most of the time I'm using the ICOM, because I can hear the difference about the quality of the receiver. I'm not saying about the noise, because the noise is a funny story. On HF with the band noise, more than every transceiver has less noise than the band everywhere. So it's so funny to compare transceivers because of the noise. Noise, it's not the noise. It's just the tonality of speaker or every transceiver. By the way, I think you need to buy a radio, an SDR radio, because why? Because I think you like it. There is no, I don't know any kind of people or ham radio operator that he doesn't like the SDR transceivers. About the knobs, don't worry about the knobs, because you can buy knobs. Every SDR, I think, I'm not sure about the Sun SDR, but the Flex for sure, because I have them. I think Anan the same. You can buy some consoles or MIDIs. I don't know if you know about the MIDIs or what is MIDIs, but you can connect those buttons. And finally, if you like so much to handle buttons, or dials, you can buy them and just connect to the SDR and forget, for example, the mouse. But you know, in the future, you hate the buttons. You will hate the buttons because you can move more fast with just a pointer, with just a mouse, with just a shortcut. But if you really love the buttons, you can buy everything and connect to the SDR radio. You know, a dial. You want a dial to move the frequency. You can buy a dial. You like a pot, a potentiometer. To just open the volume, you can buy a pot, 2, 3, 5, 100 pots, and you have on front of you, and just adjust everything. But you know, SDRs, they are not made for knobs. It's different. It's like it's like you buy a Tesla car. And you try your best to make it to work with full. It's a little bit funny. 9K 2 kilo Oscar. This is Sugar Victor 3 and the group.
Yeah, Sierra Victoria 3 Echo Alpha Oscar 9 kilo 2 kilo Oscar retaining. Yeah, I know what you mean. Actually, my head now is getting fire. You know, when I thinking about SDR, my head is boiling from inside. I know later on or soon, you know, I don't know, like I told just now, 5 years, maybe 10 years later, everything will be by, you know, computer and everything you control it by internet, you know. So nobody knows what is coming in the future. Yeah, but I will take Victor's advice. Also, my friend, he said the same advice. Hermes Light will be a good choice. You know, it's not expensive, cheap, and I can run it. But the problem is, you know, the power. I can drive my power from the radio to my amplifier. Only I need a 25 or 30 watt sometimes just to get 550 watts or 600 as maximum. So I will figure out what I can do about that one. Yeah. By the way, Photos, your signal is building up. I don't know. I think you're still not beaming to my way, but you're getting a better signal right now. 15 over 9, over.
Yes, I got you 20 dBs over the 9. I'm running, you know, I'm using the half power of my linear amplifier, and I copy you 20 dBs over the 9. My power now is about 500 watts, maybe 1/4 from the maximum power, and you know, it's too late for me. Even I can hear my voice. It's every minute is going down and down and down because I feel tired and my eyes is going lower and lower and lower. But you know, it's so beautiful group here. I'm trying to stay alive. I'm trying to stay without the sleep. That's the story. I think it's yes. I know about you. The power is the problem. And I think the Anan 10 has a little more power, but it's also something like a QRP. It's not more than 10 to 20 watts, I think. So it's complicated because after of this you need another linear amplifier, maybe a driver amplifier, maybe a Chinese or something like this, to drive from 5 watts another linear to go out to 100 watts. And the story it's making so much complicated because the linear on this category are not so good. You will go for splattering, you will go for bad sound, so that story is very, very complicated. Maybe John and other guys like me, of course. I say you just to buy an Hermes or something like this, but I think only the Hermes light. I suggest you to buy just to test. Okay, I know about the power, but you need to test everything. The mouse, how hard is to set up by you, how difficult can be to operate it. Of course, it's an open source software, but open source software means that so much problems. Okay, it's open source. It's very best for someone who can write the code, maybe edit some databases, but can be very, very complicated and catastrophic for someone who has no idea how to do it. That's the problem. It's like an Apple and Android. Android is very geek. You can touch everything, you can adjust everything, but most of the time nothing is working. Apple, you cannot touch nothing, but every day is working fine. So many things that you can discuss about them, but I agree you need to try to buy a very cheap SDR just to know what we mean. And if you like it, just spend some money and buy everything you want. 9K2 Kilo Oscar, we need to pass the microphone to Kurt. Kurt, back to you.
Yeah, okay, QSL, yeah. Thank you for this Sierra Victor 3 Echo Alpha Oscar ON7OFF. You know, in 5 years or 10 years from now, Musalam, I tell you what will happen. I am now teaching my ChatGPT to be myself on the radio. So somewhere in the near future, I will pass the microphone to my dear friends ON7OFF Alpha India AI. And I already have 3 QSOs with my AI assistant. I didn't do anything. I was just listening, and he or she was calling. I can even change it into a female voice to make it more sexy. So I don't know. Maybe in 5 years from now, we will have our AI assistants talking with each other and reporting at the end of the day what did they talk about with each other. HI. Russell, I'm back here. 9K2KO.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. By the way, Kurt, I having I told you it was windy and dusty. Now it's raining, and I don't know what is happening right now. I can send you a video record, and you will see. I have the reception now, some static going to almost 9 to 10 dB. Over.